If you just watched my previous video on date parts and date values, you might be wondering why would we ever use date parts and not just always date values? Well, date parts can be really powerful in their own way. Maybe not in the way that you're thinking, though. So, for example, if I bring out my order dates, and this time I'm going to go and break down my dates into years and then months, we'd see what we'd typically expect to see are months over each of our years. But if we're asking a question like, how did my sales change every August? I'd have to scroll across and try to work that out. But this is the power of date parts rather than date values. I can change the order of these fields when they're broken down into individual parts to leave my month first and then break down that month sales by each of the individual years in my data set. So this way I can now look at August and see that we started slowly, we've improved a lot in 2022, dropped back in 23, and then really kicked on in 2024. I think that would take quite a bit of work to form that from the date value cut of this data. So don't forget about date parts to do the analysis that you want to do and answer the specific questions you've got. Tableau Dates uses its own internal calendar to work out what all of those dates actually mean. So we can even go and change everything to the individual weekday without having to add that into our data set. Really powerful stuff for your analysis, especially when looking at customer behavior.